Good morning, good morning, good morning. Buenos dias, mi gente. Yo. Welcome to Daily Discipline number 593, primarily in a row. My name's Rob Hoback. Happy that you're here. Honored and humbled that you keep coming back like for reals. Hey, it's a Mamba Monday. That's our weekly reminder that we have to work as if we are Kobe Bryant or as if Kobe Bryant were sitting next to us. We have to hold ourselves to that standard. Say, look, you got to put the work in if you want the result. It's June 1st. Hard to believe that. It's also a work day. I got work to do. I'm sure you do too. So let's do it. First things first, still the realist. You know what I'm empathy. Man, I was telling my kids last night at dinner that if I were a black person, if I were a person of color, right, and I saw what, just in the last couple of years, just this year, right, doesn't really seem like there's a lot of people that are actively doing things to make sure that white people aren't allowed to just kill black people and then tell that they were causing trouble, right? It's just not okay. And a lot of lip service, a lot of talk, very little action, right? And so I can understand how people get to the point they're like, all right, you want to be violent against me, then I'll be violent right back. And again, most of these protests, especially around here, they've started as peaceful, right? People are being peaceful. They're walking, they're protesting. That's their right as an American. And then like yesterday, they had somebody in a truck with a horse trailer that decided he'd waited long enough and just took off and hit a couple people and then was allowed to leave. Like, really? Like, we're trying to diffuse the situation and we allow that to happen? It's just not good. So I empathize. I get it, right? Like, I understand how people get tired of talking and get tired of being told that things are going to be different, and then it never happens. Now, I haven't said that. Like, there have been a handful of times in my life where I've felt racism in reverse. Like, usually we think of racism as a white person, treating others poorly. Look, it goes all ways. But I don't know that I've ever been held back or any of those things. So I empathize in the an apology without a change is manipulation. I can empathize being on the side that I'm being manipulated, and I understand I'm being manipulated. Sometimes it's by somebody who doesn't understand that they're manipulating you, like a child, right? However, adults understand what they're doing. They're like, F them, just tell them this, and we're going to do that, and then we're going to actually do nothing. And I'm telling you, I just feel like those days are behind us, right? And it feels like there's a whole lot of people, especially younger ones, are like, yeah, I'm done with this too, right? Like, let's stop allowing that to happen. Apologies without changes are simply manipulation. That's a real talk for the day, right? We've talked about this before, but it always leads to the same place, that if you don't address the problem, it's going to fester. It's like a splinter. It's eventually going to come out. So, just very, very sad. And I empathize. I'm not condoning any negative behavior at all, like most, right? And then you have this whole other contingency of people who want to make things worse, who want to rile things up, that are involving themselves in the mix and just making things worse. So I'm certain if you're watching this, your heart is hurting too. And so I would ask you to just join me in prayer and pray for the things that we need to make this better. So let's do our thank yous, and we're going to close up, and we'll be back tomorrow. So number one, God is good. God's been good to us in the good times and the bad. There's no denying this, right? I like to tell people that it feels to me like the people of color who've gone through several hundred years of oppression, it'll eventually end, right? Just like it's eventually going to end for women too. Like, when women decide they've had enough, they're not going to let men push them around, treat them like shit, do all this. Eventually, when people say, that's enough, I'm not putting up with it anymore, is when it ends. And everybody's got to stand up. I'm thankful for my life, right? I'm thankful for all of the perspective that I bring to the table. I'm thankful for my heart that bleeds for all people. Get that from both of my parents. When stuff like this happens, and I think to myself, like, I've never experienced anything like that. It's like, instead of just trying to reconcile that in my mind, I just say thanks, right? I'm thankful for history, that we can see where this is a pattern, right? This is a pattern. The only way it's going to stop is that the masses, the majority, has to say no more, right? Thankful for sports. A lot of prominent NBA guys, showed up this weekend. Very proud of them. Like Jaylen Brown drove 15 hours from Boston to Atlanta to march. And he's like, look, I grew up here. This is my home. These are my people. This is not okay. It's like, look, I'm not trying to start a fight or anything. I want to peacefully demonstrate, which, if you'll listen to all of the stories, most of the demonstrations start out peacefully. And then they, one side or the other gets aggressive and they go downhill in a hurry. I'm thankful for Kobe being Bryant. Couldn't have a Mamba Monday without him. Think we couldn't use a little bit of his leadership now? I'm sure we could. We miss you, man. And speaking of leadership, I'm thankful for the leadership that is here today. That just hasn't, they're like, yeah, I don't know if I want to engage. We need you. We need you. We need the people who are ready now. We need a pipeline of leadership at every level, of every race, in every country, where people say, you know what? I'm not going to take all this talent and I'm going to chase wealth and, then I'm going to marginalize other people. People say, no, I'm going to make the world a better place. I'm going to do everything in my power to make the world a better place and make this a better place for everybody to live today, tomorrow, and in the future. And with that, I'm done for the day. Hands up. Peace out. We're better together. Appreciate you stopping by on a Mamba Monday. I'll be back tomorrow on a terrific Tuesday. Look forward to seeing you then. Deuces. #Real Talk. See you guys.